March 22nd, 2005. Dear Diary, the days are flying by so quickly now, and I'm finding it harder and harder to keep up with everything. It's funny. When I was younger, I thought the days would stretch on forever, that I'd always have plenty of time to get everything done. Now, between managing the house, helping the kids with their homework, running errands, and trying to squeeze in a little time for myself, it feels like there's hardly a moment to catch my breath. This morning started like any other. I woke up to the sound of my alarm blaring, then dragged myself out of bed and straight to the kitchen. I've gotten so used to the rush of it all, making coffee, getting breakfast ready, packing lunches, and getting the kids out the door to school. I often feel like a one-woman operation, but I suppose that's what it means to be a homemaker in the 21st century, isn't it? The kids are getting older now. Jake is 12 and Emma is 9. They're both in school full-time, which gives me a little more time during the day, but it's never really quiet in the house. Between the kids' after-school activities, the constant laundry, and the inevitable messes that seem to pop up everywhere, it feels like the work never stops. I spent a good part of the morning cleaning and organizing as usual. The house isn't as pristine as I'd like it to be, but it's cozy. It's mine. It feels like it's in constant motion, and even though I get frustrated sometimes with the clutter that piles up, I know this stage in life won't last forever. The kids will grow up and won't need me as much. I'm trying to remind myself to enjoy these moments, even the messy ones, even the stressful ones. By the time I finished with the cleaning, it was time for lunch. I made grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup. Nothing fancy, but it's one of their favorites. Jake and Emma always seem so happy when they come home from school, so eager to share the little details of their day. It's one of the small joys that keeps me going. Listening to them talk about their friends and school projects makes me realize how much they're growing, how much they're changing every day. The afternoon was spent running errands, groceries, a quick stop by the dry cleaners, and picking up a few things I needed for the house. I try to stay on top of it all, but there are always those days when I feel like I'm just running in circles. I've started shopping online more, especially for things like clothes and household items. I love how convenient it is, but I also sometimes miss the experience of going to a store and actually browsing through the aisles. Technology has definitely made things easier in some ways, but it can also feel like I'm constantly connected to a screen, whether it's my phone, computer, or the TV. It's a bit overwhelming at times. In the evening, we had a simple dinner, spaghetti and meatballs. Everyone loved it, and we sat around the table, chatting about our day. We've been trying to spend more time together as a family, especially with everything else pulling us in different directions. The kids are always busy with school, sports, and their friends, and my husband, Mark, is often caught up with work. But we've made a point to have family dinners most nights, and I really treasure those moments. After dinner, I cleaned up and then spent some time with the kids. We played a board game for a while, Monopoly, I think it was. And it was one of those rare, wonderful moments when everyone was laughing and having fun. The game went on way longer than I thought it would, but I didn't mind. It was nice to see them enjoying each other's company. Later, when the kids were in bed, I sat down with a cup of tea and caught up on some reading. I've been reading more lately, mostly novels, but sometimes I flip through the latest issue of Better Homes and Gardens for inspiration. I love the ideas in those magazines. There's always something new to try, whether it's a recipe, a craft project, or a decorating tip. Sometimes I think I'd like to spend more time on those things, making the house even more beautiful, learning new things, but there's just never enough time. It's strange how life changes. I remember when I was younger, I thought I'd be doing more, maybe working outside the home or having a different kind of career. But now, with everything I have on my plate, I feel like homemaking is my career. And while I sometimes miss the idea of having a job outside the home, there's a part of me that knows this is where I need to be right now. The kids need me, and Mark needs me too. I try to remind myself that this is my purpose at this moment in time. I'm not sure what the future holds, but for now, I'll keep doing what I do best, caring for my family, keeping the house in order, and trying to stay sane in the process. It's getting late now. I should probably get some rest, but I'll write again soon. Tomorrow is another busy day, full of its own challenges and little joys. I'm learning that life doesn't have to be perfect to be good. Good night, diary. I'll write again soon. Yours, Sarah.